What is up, everybody? Your favorite YouTube content creators are back. Again, even though we said we were back a month ago. Actually, we didn't even air the last episode, so I didn't even get my joke in, which is that we're back again, but we're not really back again. But maybe we're back again. Oliver Catran, Ken Suzuki. We are going to be doing some free agent picks today. We're going to be counting down the top 25 list, giving our takes, opinions, and whatnot, what have you. Today we actually had some big baseball news. Brian Cashman loses his beans off the rocker at the GM meetings in Arizona.
No, false.
But
not the GM
what, not in
meetings.
Arizona?
No. Tampa facilities in the Yankees complex, yeah. Go on, though.
Oh,
yeah,
right, that's
Isaac.
correct. Sorry, my bad. Crazy. Oliver Catran, I'll start with you. How are you doing? Drinking that LaCroix there.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to LaCroix, today's sponsor. If you're looking for something refreshing and cool on any type of day, any time of year.
Don't forget crisp.
Very crisp, very brisk you might say, is this beverage. Really always hits.
Great. Ken, how are you?
If Isaac's the host, he can dictate this. But if I have a little bit of time here, I would like to say that Spindrift is a better seltzer company, and I would actually vouch for Spindrift to be our sponsor. But Ollie, I don't know. He
Yes.
likes his LaCroix.
well,
very bold
Spindrift's
take there.
less crisp, but it has real fruits in it. LaCroix is just flavoring, so it's less, less healthy. Spindrift has a
Okay,
little
well, we
money
can.
edge. It's a
How
little
about we
more
get away from this
expensive.
conversation because we are currently wasting time.
Okay.
I just want to, give a quick preview. Me and Ken, actually not a preview, just a little summary. Me and Ken, obviously huge Yankee fans. Ollie, little disclaimer, Red Sox fan, unfortunately. So, please excuse our biases towards some of these moves if you believe we have any. But, we tried to be, neutral. Any first... go ahead, Ken.
You should tell them how we did last year because this is a recurring episode now.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I did wipe the floor with these two gentlemen. They claim to be big baseball nerds, analytics guys. They know everything, blah, blah, blah. Your boy literally blew them out of the water. So, that's unfortunate for these guys. So they're looking to have a big bounce back year. The good news, I'm just going to be very forthcoming, is that I don't have a great feel for these free agents. That's my disclaimer. I think I have a good grip on the top 10, but it gets a little hazy after that for me. So these guys are the real experts. We'll be going back and forth with them. Do you have any preliminary comments on this offseason, what you guys think so far, where baseball is headed? Any fun stuff. How's your life going? How the kids, grandma, anything you want to add, really.
My kids are doing great. I don't know about you, Cam, but my kids are fantastic. Oldest just got into first grade, got a couple in preschool now.
Wow.
It's really exciting.
Claps.
Yep. The new baby's doing fine. I think Ken's probably been a little bit slower on the reproduction grind, which is okay. That's okay. Take your time. But, at some point you should probably get on that, buddy.
Production grind, huh? No, yeah. All right, thanks. I appreciate that. In terms of
Doesn't know how to follow up with that.
I was just gonna say for baseball stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I know everyone's dying to know where Hunter Renfroe is going. I think Ollie's got that. If I recall, like last year, Isaac, you say you don't know things, but last year, if I recall correctly, you nailed Josh Bell to the Guardians. I don't know how much idea of that you had beforehand, but
No. That one was the only one That was the only one that was concrete. Concrete. Like they needed power, and by God they needed lefty power, and by God they got it. So that one was kind of a layup for me. Pretty easy. But you know what? While we're speaking of power hitters, oh no, I thought Hunter Renfroe was 25th, so I was gonna make a nice transition, but it's not power hitting. It's our good friend Harrison Bader coming in at number 25. I will pass this one over to Oliver Catran first, just to get a little feel, so I can make my prediction after him. Oliver, what do you got?
Honestly, I actually have Harrison Bader going to my Red Sox of all teams, which is should be a pretty disputable take for you guys. The Sox do have a lot of outfield options already, but Bader is one of the best gloves on the market, and I believe he has more in his bat than people might think. I think he might do well in Fenway in a new setting, with hopefully a team that's going to make a lot of moves around him. I have him going to the Sox at 2 years, and I've said roughly in the range of $18 million for those 2 years. Personally, I don't think this is the best move for this. What's up?
2 years, what was the total money?
18 mil.
Okay.
Oh, a little steep there, huh?
I think, guys, he's a solid player. He's solid all around, and the defense is elite.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly go. I had another AL East team. I think Mr. Bader is going to the Rays. They are a team that needs defense. His hitting doesn't really matter. So yeah, I would also put it at like a 2-year deal, maybe 12 mil total. Ken?
12 mil total. Okay, wow. I'm a little higher on Bader than I thought everyone might be, because
I mean, guy's
I have
injury
him-
prone. He's
Okay,
100,
well, I
100
think
games
he's-
in the last year. I mean,
I still think he's one of the best defenders out there, and he needs to find himself a home, and I think he can put up a 260 with a 15 home run season for someone, 15 stolen bases maybe. I have him going to the Rockies. The Rockies
Wow.
make some interesting moves. I know they have Brenton Doyle out there in center field, who just won the Gold Glove. Congrats to him, rookie Gold Glove. You don't see that very often. New York has one. But yeah, I have him going to Rockies. I know they have Brian in right now, and maybe Nolan Jones in left. Nolan Jones could play a little bit first. He could DH. Rockies need some flexibility, some athleticism. So I got Bader going to the Rockies for 2 years, 24 mil, 12 mil per.
Wow.
wow. So, okay, I've lowballed the hell out of him. That's crazy. Okay, number 24, Hunter Renfroe, a guy that is basically Mike Trout, but only in looks, not in play. Ken, I'll swing it right back to you. Age 32 season, where's he going?
So I'm following the Isaac method here of trying
Ooh.
to find him a home. I have Hunter Renfroe going to the Cleveland Guardians, who always need some power.
Okay.
They're last or 29th in the league, I think, in home runs last year. Hunter Renfroe is a guy who's consistently putting out 25 to 30 home runs to close to 100 RBIs. I don't know why he can't find himself a long-term home, but the Guardians could be that for him for this year. I have him going 2 years, 24 mil again, 12 mil per. Probably with an option for the second. He's probably going to get traded just like Josh Bell did. But the Guardians need some pop. Stephen Vogt at the helm. I think he could fit there.
You are trying hard to make that happen. You really are.
Ollie, really quick before we proceed, you're going to have to back up from the camera. The people love seeing your face. You are a beautiful human being, but a little too close for the
They gotta
comfort.
see the hair, too.
Yeah, they want to see the nice little Swedish locks you got going on there.
Swedish locks.
Yeah. Anyway, I also actually had him going to the Guardians. Like I said, they always need power. I'm more of a kind of a 10 mil a year, two-year guy, and I agree. He's
Fair
a
enough.
movable piece. You always need a power righty bat, unless you're the New York Yankees, in which case you do not. Ollie, what do you got for that?
Same logic, just different team. I have him going to the Marlins, who have no offense to speak of ever, and I figure they'll just stack their lineup with Jorge Soler clones, and that's what Renfroe kind of fits into, because the power is there, but not much else is. He's got a great arm. I see him going to the Marlins at 324, maybe more than he deserves, maybe less, but I figure he can slot into that lineup and bat fifth, maybe even fourth on most days of the year.
Okay. I like
Chugging
it.
right along.
I think we're gonna move these along pretty quick until we get down to the juicy like top 10 type of beats. So I'm just gonna Jack
Juicy.
Flaherty, number 23 on this list. I don't know about Jack Flaherty, man. I thought he had a chance to revive his career in Baltimore. I don't think he really has a place in that rotation. They got a lot of young talent in that rotation. I could see a team like the Tampa Bay Rays picking up him and turning him into something unbelievable in the AL East, because that's what they do. I don't know. I would say about maybe 13 mil 1 year deal with the Rays, something like that. The Rays do something funky with him and turn him into top 10 Cy Young candidate. You never know. So yeah, that's my bet with Jack Flaherty.
Yeah,
you swinging
that's
it
hard.
to?
That's hard for me to see.
Ollie.
Yeah, I have a lot of trouble seeing him on the Rays. I'm not sure I picture that one happening. The Rays are an in-house pitching team. They don't bring in veterans unless they're really desperate, like they were with
Zach
Kluber a couple
Eflin.
years ago. Not
What
a
about,
veteran.
Corey
Not a
Kluber?
veteran. That's
Zach
the one
Eflin
example
is
I was
a-
going to say. Eflin's not really a
Corey
veteran.
Kluber.
Yeah.
Kluber's the one. Doesn't happen that much. It could. I see him actually going right back to the Orioles. 2 years, 20. Not that he was any good for the Orioles this season, but they're a team that needs another solid righty starter. They got annihilated in the playoffs without strong starting pitching, and that's an area they have to put a lot of money and attention towards. And Flaherty's a good back end option for them.
Okay, Ken.
I'm rooting for him. I'm not really high on Jack Flaherty, although I have him getting a 3-year deal, $36 million. I think pitchers are of value in this market, and I have him going to the Twins. Sonny Gray's a free agent. Maeda's a free agent. Their back end is kind of iffy. I don't think you guys have heard of these names before. So I have Jack Flaherty filling in the rotation in Minnesota.
Okay. If I'm not wrong, I believe the next candidate would be Jeimer Candelario. Is that what you guys have as well?
I
Yes,
do
sir.
have that.
Ken, you first.
All right. Jeimer, whatever his name is, he went over to Chicago and had himself a great second half.
Yes, he did.
He was great beforehand, but he went over to the Cubs, I think, in the first, 8 at-bats. He was 8 for 8 or something. He was nasty, and he's a good glove at third base. He's a switch hitter. No Yankee fans have floated his name around, but I have him going to the Toronto Blue Jays. I have the Blue Jays' current third baseman going somewhere else, Matt Chapman. So 3 years, $45 million for Jeimer. I have no idea where this money lands. So I'm just throwing the dart out there. But Jeimer to the Blue Jays for 3 years.
Okay, Ollie.
Not a bad option, but he found his stride with the Cubs, and I see them holding on to him for as long as they can. The Cubs are going to contend next season. They're going to fight for the NL Central crown, and Candelario can be a huge part of that battle. I have him staying in Chicago 3 years, $54 million. A lot of cash for your boy.
Yeah, I have him staying in Chicago as well. Maybe something like 3 years, $50 million. I don't know. I really don't know too much about Jeimer Candelario.
That's
I
kind of
wish
cute.
the Yankees had more
pretty
depth
cute.
than that, but yeah, in this picture here, he does
Let me
look
go with
pretty
you,
cute.
Ollie.
But I know. Okay.
Ollie went 3 years.
All right,
54,
now we're getting
3 years
into some actual juicy details. If I can move this along, fellas. We got a guy who's loved, who's hated, but he does have talent and he does have value, and that would be Marcus Stroman. Great apparel brand, by the way. Ken, this is kind of your guy. I know
whoa.
he really used
Don't
to be
put
your
this on
guy,
me.
and then he started attacking the Yankees, and
Yeah.
then he was a little less your guy. So I just want to swing it over to you to get a little feel.
So yeah, he used to be my guy back when he was in Toronto. He was electric, short guy. I was a short guy pitching. He's throwing the gas. Look up to him.
Use his legs.
But after he made some weird comments, I'm not so much of a fan. But I have him going to the Los Angeles Angels for 4 years, $72 million, $18 million per. Angels always need some pitching. They need a solid arm to stabilize that rotation. You don't know who's going to be at the top. He might be the opening day starter. Who knows? Stroman to the Angels, 4 years, 72.
Okay, I'm just going to go really quick. I also had the Angels. I think that's where he's going to go to die. I think the Angels are going to be an absolute black hole this year, minus Mike Trout. So yeah, I had 2 years, $14 million per year. That was what I had for Marcus Stroman.
$228 for Marcus. Wow.
You said $14 million per year?
Yeah, is that too
That
much?
seems like too little. No?
That seems a little low.
It's a little bit
okay.
low.
You never know. He's the reigning champ. Can't really say much.
I'm clearly way off on this one, or else you guys are. I thought you were going to take my answer.
35 mil.
No, I have him going to your Yankees at 3 years, 57. That's the take I went for. Which,
I think that bridge burnt a few years ago. No.
why not?
I think that Twitter.
Cashman and
I don't
Stroman
know.
have hated each other.
Can I
This
change
is true.
my answer?
Yes.
Yes,
I'll
because
actually
that's
let you
just
change
not
your
going to
answer.
happen.
Please.
I'm going to say back to the Mets then instead.
Okay.
Oh, even
What's
worse.
the money?
357. Guys, I have no idea where Stroman's going. Stroman, he's hated by half the league, loved by the other half.
He's
Where's he
hated.
gonna go? This
Yeah,
is
it's a toughie.
Stroman, anything could be anything.
It's a toughie. All right, Whit
Let's
Merrifield,
go.
number 20.
Biggest name on the thing. Let's go. Whit, baby.
Okay, I think this is kind of again a black hole team. Whit Merrifield, I think he's lost a lot of value since he left Kansas City. Really did not perform well in the Blue Jays. I have him going to the White Sox 2 years for $18 million. Utility
White
guy.
Sox. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Yep. Ken.
All right. So I have him going to the Atlanta Braves, 2 years, $20 million.
Wow.
I think the Braves just
IKF.
love guys who can play a lot of positions, which Whit can do. He's an outfielder, infielder. And I think he might be, bench piece, play a little outfield, play 5 times a week all over the diamond. And Snitker's going to have a lot of fun with him. And I don't know, 2 years, 20 mil. 10 per.
Okay. Oliver?
Your boy, he seems like the type of guy who winds up on the Twins. The Twins love their utility players. They love their bench players. They love their versatile guys. I see him filling a Jorge Polanco role over there at 2 years and $20 million.
Damn. All right.
The next guy, I'm just going to come out and say it. I have no idea who this guy is. So, Yariel Rodriguez, age 27. Ken, please give the people some in-depth knowledge about Yariel.
Okay,
And
so-
what the guy's really about.
He's a 26-year-old, I believe. He might be turning 27 by opening day, if that's... I don't know. 26 or 27. He's a Cuban player. He went over to Japan to pitch in the Japanese league. He was a reliever, although he was outstanding as a reliever. And then as recent as last spring, he pitched for Team Cuba, started 2 games with Cuba in the WBC. He was outstanding. And he declared himself a free agent after that, thinking he might be able to jump over to the major leagues this year. But he couldn't do that because he was under contract with Japan. So he just sat out this year. You don't know what he has, but I feel like scouts are high on this guy. He throws a 96, 97 fastball, nasty splitter in the low 90s, nasty slider in the high 80s. And I think he's trying to convert back to a starter and find a starting job somewhere in the major leagues.
And I do see this in the numbers. Looks like he has a 27% strikeout rate. And pretty low ERA, 1.5 ERA, so or 1.15 ERA, excuse me. So, this is the guy that any team looking to boost their back of their bullpen or middle relief innings, you could see this guy going to any MLB team, any contending MLB team, to be honest. But Ollie, what do you have?
Again, I seem to be way off on all these guesses, but I had him going to the Yankees. 3 years, $30 million.
Ooh.
The Yankees getting ponied up. I was reading different things than you guys were, clearly.
I also have him going to the Yankees for 3 years, $33 million,
No
11
way.
million per.
No way.
That's crazy because I just think the Yankees like guys who have high potential. And I think Yariel Rodriguez, you don't really know what his floor is, but I think the Yankees buy a ticket on this guy, see if he can fill out, the back end of the rotation for the Yankees.
Okay. I guess I'll say the Yankees too. I have no clue about this guy at all whatsoever. Thank you, Ken, for the Japanese League scouting report. That is always much appreciated. I have a feeling that will be much in use further down this list. Number 18, Lucas Giolito. A little bit of saucy. This is a guy who has a proven MLB track record. Struggled a little bit last year after the deadline. And there are some teams that would take a risk on him. Or take a bid on him, excuse me. So, Ollie, what do you think? What do you think about Giolito?
This has Arizona written all over it for sure. This has D-backs all time. This is a Bumgarner kind of deal. Giolito was one of my favorite pitchers barely a year ago. I still believe in his stuff, but I no longer think he's a frontline ace like he looked like he was going to be 3 or 4 years in the past. D-backs, 2 years, $24 million. He's a veteran. They need veterans. They need innings. And they got to contend again next year. Giolito's a cheap way to do it.
Ken?
I have him going to a team that their general manager said they need 3 starting pitchers, or they're going to sign 3 starting pitchers. I have him going to the Cardinals for 3 years and $54 million, $18 million per. I think he still holds some value in this league. He throws innings, and he throws pretty solid innings, so he can be a nice number 3, number 4 starter for the Cardinals for a few years to come.
I actually had the Red Sox for Giolito.
Could see that as well.
They do also are a team that needs a lot of starting pitching. I had him for 3 for 15. Red Sox need a lot of help. They got Bayo. You never know what's good with Sale. They have an ancient rotation, so they could always use pitching help. So, hopefully he can revive his career in Fenway. And he needs to get out of that division. White Sox, Guardians, all those hitters have seen him too much. He needs to get out of that division. Okay, number 17, Rhys Hoskins. My boy Rhys, injured for this last year. Very, heartbroken. He was a fan favorite in Philadelphia. What do we think? Is he staying in Philly? Is he going? Bryce Harper kind of clogs up that first base role now, DH. So what are we seeing for Rhys Hoskins, Ken?
Reeser, as much as I think Philly loves him, he loves Philly. I think it's time for him to move on to his next destination. I have him going to the San Diego Padres for 1 year, $18 million. I think he fits in perfectly in San Diego. A righty bat who can hit homers. Maybe he can hit 30, get his value back up, and sign a bigger deal next year.
Yep. Ollie.
Yeah, at first I was thinking he would end up in the NL West, but with a different team. A part of me, for some reason, thought he might be a Chris Bryant kind of duo with the Rockies, but that seems unlikely because they're so bad. I'm going to agree with Ken here. I'm going to say he's going to the Padres at 4 years, 72.
Oh, you think he's getting the bag?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Coming off injury, I wouldn't feel comfortable offering that much money to a guy you really haven't seen since a major injury. So that kind of ticks my buttons the wrong way, if that's even an expression. Probably not.
Ticks your buttons.
I would
put that in the caption.
Yeah, I think Rhys could find maybe a home in Milwaukee with the Brewers. I would have much less though. I would have maybe like a 2 year, 14 mil, 28 total. So yeah, 14 AAV. Like I said, it's a big risk. I think he's worth more than that, healthy, but teams can't be sure what they're really getting. The Brewers have a great rotation, and they could always use some more offensive help. Maybe a little platoon action with Rowdy Tellez. You never know. What do we have next? Next, we have Teoscar Hernandez. Okay, getting a little juicy. That is some top MLB talent, my friends. Ollie. Where's Teoscar going?
Never really made sense that he was let go by the Blue Jays. I don't know what his relationship with them was like, but I understood to be pretty positive. Seemed like a baffling trade to me. And I have him returning to the Blue Jays at 3 years and $48 million, a bit of a pay raise from last season. He was better than you might think. Didn't get a lot of press over there in Seattle. But this is still an elite player, elite bat, and I think he gels in well with that lineup, just like he did a couple years ago.
Okay, Ken?
I have him also going to the Atlanta Braves. Eddie Rosario is out in Atlanta, so I think he replaces his spot in left field pretty nicely. He's an RBI guy. I think that lineup gets even deeper with him, and I think it's a perfect fit for him. I think I have him going 2 years, 30 mil, 15 million per.
Okay. I'm a little higher. I had him for 2 years, 20 mil. I think he's a great 4 or 5. Yeah, 20 per 40 total, 2 years. I think he's a great middle of the lineup guy. I mean, I always remember watching him versus the Yankees, and he's always a little scary when he gets up there. I have him returning to the Mariners, like I said, for 20 mil a year. So Mariners are a team that we're expected to kind of go on a playoff run this year, and I think signing or retaining Teoscar is important for their outfield. So important for their lineup. Next, we have Shota Imanaga. Ken, I'm going to let you handle that one.
Shota Imanaga.
Yes.
He's a lefty pitcher, another lefty pitcher out of Japan. He's only 5'10", a little short, but he throws a little bit of gas. He throws nasty changeup, nasty curveball, nasty slider. He's a well-rounded pitcher. He's a solid pitcher. I wouldn't say he has ace potential or even number 2 potential, but I think he's a really solid arm who can give you 150 to 200 innings every year and around a 3.5 to a 4.5 ERA, kind of like a Maeda, but from the left side. Doesn't throw absolute gas, but he has a firm fastball that, I don't know, the invisible fastball they say nowadays, right? So I don't know. He's a good starting pitcher. Where
do you have him going?
He actually started the WBC final against USA. I have him going to. Where the frick? Here it is. Los Angeles Dodgers for 3 years, $36 million, $12 million per. The Dodgers need some starting pitching. They need some solid arms they can rely on, and I think Imanaga is one of them.
Okay. Ollie?
I'm going out to the Giants at 4 years, 90 mil. I'm not sure if I'm quite as high on him so far as Ken is, but definitely the dude has a lot of talent. And does have that special invisible fastball, which has taken the baseball world by storm. And, Japanese players, he may feel more comfortable being out there in San Francisco, in California. But it really could be anywhere. This guy could end up in a lot of cities and do well.
Yeah, I also had him going to the Giants 4 years for 15 mil. Okay, number 14. We're getting close. Here we have a guy, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Ken, swing it to you.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this short. He's going to the Giants. 3 years, $39 million, 13 per. Don't have much thought on it. I think he was an All-Star this year. He had a really good year, but I don't know, he stays in the NL West. Giants.
I just quickly. Actually, you know what, Ali, you go first.
I'm going to the Braves at 4 years, 76. That seems like a Braves type signing.
Seems a little high.
Oh, he's Lourdes Gurriel is a pretty talented dude, and they got a lot of money in that Braves world, and they want to fight their way back to the World Series. I can tell that. Their lineup is, of course, already stacked, but because they've got so much payroll flexibility, it's a signing they could reach for.
Okay. One of the thought I had about Lourdes is if he wasn't a righty, you maybe see him with the Yankees. Obviously, a team that's in need of an athletic young outfielder, not so injury prone. Some playoff experience. But I have him going back to the D-backs. 4 years, $50 million. I think he fits in well with that young group, and I don't know. I like him with the D-backs. Hang on one sec. Nope.
He's saying no.
Our host is saying no.
Our host is saying no.
I don't think that means
Okay,
yes.
Jung Hoo Lee, center field number 13
Okay.
on the list.
Yes. Should I give a little?
Break him down.
Can I
Break him
take
down.
The Asian.
Break him down,
players
baby.
Here. He is a Korean player, so not my strong suit. But his father actually was an absolute superstar in Japan, born in Japan. Went back to Korea and started his career there. He is a high contact, speed, a little bit of power guy. He hits like 350. His career average is 340. He gets on base at an insanely high clip, 575. Or sorry, that's crazy. 438 slugging with a 360 average a few years ago when he won MVP. Great outfielder, pretty good defensively. So lefty bat, center field. I think that's a fit for my New York Yankees. I have him going there for 5 years, $70 million. I think this is their big free agent signing. They might have a few trades up their sleeves, but I think the Yankees desperately need a lefty outfielder, both in left and center. And I think he can play center until Dominguez gets back, move over to left. And then he might take a few years to fully adjust to Major League pitching, just like Ha-Seong Kim. He took a couple years before he fully broke out. But I think he's an on-base guy. He could bat at the top of the order. He's still very young. And I think he's going to thrive in New York.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why you come to Bleacher Boys Media. The scouting report of all scouting reports from Mr. Suzuki.
We got Asia covered.
Just an impeccable job. Yeah, we have the Asian continent covered.
All
your
Spanish
Asian continent
covered.
There we go.
KC.
I don't know. The Cleveland Guardians,
the
Power
Dominican
Hitters.
Republic, kids,
Does he?
10-year-olds.
There we go.
Does
Yeah.
he?
He gave them
I don't know.
bats or something. Okay, anyway.
You gave him
Anyway, Ali.
Okay, all right.
I did. He's right about
You
that.
did.
Yes,
Nice
congratulations.
Eastern stealths.
Congratulations on owning the Pacific Rim, Ken. That was beautifully done, beautifully summarized for
No
us.
problem. Thank you.
I'm going to disagree on the team selection, though. I have him going to the Seattle Mariners to fill up some space in that outfield. I have him going at 3 years, $54 million. I do believe in this guy. I do believe in the power of this guy. I've seen some great videos of him hitting online. And even though he's from Korea and not Japan, which is more of a specialty for us at Bleacher Boys, I think I can confidently stand behind this pick with the Mariners.
Yeah, I have him actually going to the Giants. 4 years, $40 million. Giants are a team that's missed out on so many big players over the last couple of years, or big free agents, shall I say. And I think they're going to be a little aggressive on the hunt. Got rid of their manager. They're looking to maybe make some splashes in the offseason here. So, yeah, this would be a good bat for them. Number 12, Eduardo Rodriguez, E-Rod, as some people like to call him. I'm going to just say I think he's going to the Orioles. 3 years, $35 million. I think a veteran presence in that rotation is really important. He would probably be, actually, most certainly he would be the number one, maybe number two, depending on what type of season the other Rodriguez has, and that's Grayson. So yeah, I have the Orioles. I think the Orioles are. This is the offseason where the Orioles can actually pick up some free agents, and I think that would be a tremendous piece for them to continue their success in the AL East.
Okay. Should I go? Eduardo Rodriguez. He was almost traded to the Dodgers mid-season. The Tigers lose out on a couple prospects. Oh no! Why didn't he want to go to the Dodgers? He said because his family is closer. Where's his family at? Miami. Is that much closer? I don't know, but the time has come. I think he is finally going to reunite with his family down in Miami. He's going to go to Miami for a pretty hefty contract, 4 years, $60 million. He's a very solid arm. He won a World Series with the Red Sox. He's a winner. He's a champion. And he's going to show them young boys down in Miami how to party and how to win.
Okay. How to party.
It's part of it.
He has a lot of... Yeah, okay. That's part of it.
Yeah,
okay.
that's part of it.
You think Jazz Chisholm doesn't know how to party?
I think they can lead the pack together. The Erod can take the pitchers out. I don't know.
I think he's a 9 o'clock bedtime guy. I'm not going to lie.
Braxton
I think
Garrett,
he's a 9
I don't
o'clock
think he's a
bedtime
big
guy.
partier. So I think Erod's got to, slap him in the butt.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
2
All right.
a.m.
That's enough out of you. Ollie, what do you
Miami.
think?
We can have a whole episode on the relative partying skills of each member of the Marlins pitching staffs at a different time. This is a pretty...
You really think Braxton Garrett's going out every night?
This is a baffling take from Ken right here. I really liked Isaac's description of Rodriguez on the Orioles as a fit, but Ken, I don't know where you're coming at with this Marlins trip for him. It makes no sense. There's no way he's going to the Marlins. Plus, he's not the kind of guy that's going to take a 4-year deal. Erod is a wild card. I remember him well from his time on the Sox. He's a little bit nuts. Remember how he just stopped pitching for a couple of years in the middle there because he simply didn't want to? He's very unpredictable. He's just a character. He's eccentric. And a part of that is he likes to sign...
He likes to go out.
Very short term. He does like to go out.
Thank you.
Say he's going to the Japanese league,
He is
please.
not. He is going to the LA Angels.
That would be wild.
Los Angeles Angels, 2 years, $48 million. He likes those short-term, high-value deals, and that team is desperate for pitching. I believe they're willing to splurge on a high-quality arm like Eduardo.
Didn't he just say a couple months ago he doesn't want to go to L.A.?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, this guy is a wild card. He's unpredictable. You never know where he's going to go. He says that.
That's a great point,
to mess with
Oliver.
people.
Okay.
All right.
Next, we have Mr. Roids himself, Mr. Biceps, Jorge Soler.
You're making
Yeah, maybe
accusations.
not. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from, but yeah.
That was unwarranted.
This is a big time bat. He is proven to be a postseason player. Obviously with the MVP with the Braves in what was that 2021 or 2021? Yeah.
Wait, 2022?
So yeah, he
2021.
outfield DH, age
One.
32 season. Where do we think he's going, Ollie?
I had this boy heading over to the Detroit Tigers. Tigers are a team that absolutely must contend. They have been a joke for too long. That city needs some playoff games. Their pitching staff is young, talented, with a lot of potential. And sneakily, their lineup showed signs of improvement last season. Spencer Torkelson was excellent, and Soler is a spark that could ignite that smoldering fire into a flame. I have him going there at 3 years and $48 million.
Wow.
The language, incredible.
Yep, English major.
2
by the
points.
way.
Even if he doesn't get that pick right, Ken, I want 2 points for the diction and the beautiful
The strength of the
pronunciation Oliver
metaphor.
used.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Oh my God. Just
I'll note that
impeccable. Just absolutely impeccable.
down. The
Ken?
pick itself, not so much, because I don't see that happening. I have him going to the Baltimore Orioles, where he can DH for the next 3 years, earning $12 million per year, which is $36 million total. He can DH, and Mountcastle, who DH last year, could move back to first base. I don't know too much. What's his name? Lefty first baseman. Ryan O'Hearn. He can kind of go righty lefty with O'Hearn. They're at first base, DH, and they need some pop. They always need some pop.
Why do you think Soler is going to make less money next year than he did last year?
Because the 3 years. I believe he signed a 2-year deal before this.
I think that you just have no idea how much money he made last year.
He also, I do. Hold on.
think you
He
have no
signed that
idea.
deal after his 48 homer output,
Yes, but you have no idea how much.
which
it was
was his
for.
that was the highest value he'll
I have
ever
it.
earn. I'm pretty sure he earned like 18 mil.
No, you're in 15.
3 year. Okay, guys.
15.
3 year, 36 mil with the Marlins.
No,
Oh,
that's
so the
incorrect.
exact
That's not
same
correct.
deal.
That's not correct.
Is what I'm predicting.
MLB.com
Dude,
is
he
incorrect.
earned 15. I'm looking at his page right now. He earned 15.
I'm pretty sure,
million
Isaac,
last
that's the prediction.
year. I'm looking at the numbers right in front
No.
of me. I'll send you a screenshot right now.
Yeah, no, Ollie's
15
right.
mil.
Ollie's right. I'm looking at it too. Spot track.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. Well, good for Ollie. Ollie's right again.
He's right about looking up
All
facts.
right.
He's not right about predictions. Move on to number what? What are we at? 11? 12? 10?
I didn't even
10.
get my pick in, Ken.
Oh, sorry.
I think he's going to the Cubs because the Cubs are going to lose some valuable pieces. Foreshadowing for later. I have him 2 years, $20 million. Great. Now,
Even lower.
Now we
Ollie.
finally
What do
get
you-
to.
What do you think about that?
Now we get to some. Now we get to some of the juicy stuff. This is the top 10 list, and to start off the top 10, we have a guy who I personally don't think is that good. I think he's massively overrated. Other than his glove, I think he is a fluke at the plate. I think he's a fraud.
Fraud?
No.
And I don't.
Damn.
And I don't like his face. And I don't like his face.
Whoa.
What is
Ladies and gentlemen, number
What is
10,
wrong? What is wrong with Preacher
Matthew
Boy System?
Chapman.
We just lost a viewer.
I will. Okay, well, what? Matt Chapman
Yeah.
or his
Yeah,
mom?
Matt
Matt Chapman's
Chapman.
mom.
Matt Chapman's
Well, that's
no longer
two.
Matt
watching.
Chapman's mom is not watching anymore.
Mr. Chapman, we're so
Um,
sorry. We do not agree with Isaac.
Okay, why is he a beautiful human being, Ollie?
First of all, with a thin, subtle mustache,
Guys.
fine jawline.
Oh, God.
No. Matt Chapman
Jesus.
is still an elite player. He is still a perennial MVP candidate in my view.
Whoa.
He has had an OPS
MVP?
plus above 100
Opposite side of the
every
spectrum.
season
Wow.
of his career. One of the few
One
members
second,
of
I'm
that
gonna
club.
need to-
Please silence your iPhone.
Oh,
What
God.
unprofessional.
He's getting a call from Matt Chapman's mom.
Oh.
Matt Chapman's mom. She heard me talking. Anyway, that's probably a work call. So you want to finish your sentence?
Absolutely, I'll keep going. Matt Chapman has been an above-average offensive player his entire career. He had one of the finest seasons of his life a couple years ago, and there's no reason to think he cannot produce like that in the future. He is a Gold Glove contender every season. He's won 3 of them, and he has a power bat. It's true he does strike out too much and probably does not walk enough, but I think Chapman is still an elite player who can help many teams, including Isaac's own New York Yankees. Yes, that's right. Matt
outta
Chapman
here.
What?
is
No.
on his way to the Bronx.
No.
Guarantee.
See, Ken just got off the phone with Scott Boras, and he told him where Matt Chapman wants to
Uh-oh.
go. So, Ken, where does Scott Boras think he's going to go? I don't even know if this is his agent.
Wait,
but-
how much is
Well,
Ollie
it is.
going to have?
125.
5-125 to the Yankees. Okay, wow, another righty back who can't really hit but plays
We have a-
defense.
That might be.
We have a
bit
lot
high.
of
That
room
could be
for
a bit
25
high.
more payroll, right,
Maybe.
Ken?
No, we don't.
Maybe a bit high.
Don't get me.
After
Don't get me started.
Hal Steinbrenner said he's not going over 300 today.
Um,
Good one, Ollie.
I have him going close to where he used to live. He might, rent the same apartment, go back to that, beautiful home out in California. But this time he's going to go across the bay to San Francisco. He used to live in Oakland. He's going to San Francisco for 6 years, 162. That's $27 million per. The Giants have been desperately looking to throw. Someone needs to take the Giants' money. Bottom line, Chapman's going to be right there to take that $27 million per year.
Yep. I'm with you, Ken. He's going to the Giants. I have him for $20 million for 3 years.
Whoa, that's
yeah,
low.
that's
low. That's low.
That's low?
2 years, 3 years, 60.
I don't know. 3 years, 60. No, he's not making $60 million a year, Ken. I said
no,
20.
3 years, 60. So 20 per.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh my God,
that-
Jesus, long day. Yeah,
Isaac
I don't
works
know.
With numbers
I
at work, by the way, guys.
You know
Okay, go on.
what the thing is? Like, I think every time I watch him play, he just doesn't like. He just
Isaac
doesn't
just
strike
does
me as
not
like
like
superstar. And you know what it might be? It might be because he never hurts the Yankees. Because there are guys who are terrible players. Who I just think are like I just think the world of like Josh Naylor. I think is the best player on the planet.
You love Josh
Just because
Naylor.
he kills the Yankees. Oh my God, Josh Naylor is actually incredible. I can't wait till he becomes a free agent. I can talk about him because he's
Chapman?
worth I don't know 30,
Chapman's
40 mil.
quietly 7.64,
I don't know.
7.8, 3.5, 3.5, 4.4.
Even 4.5 last year.
I like his glove. but I have him
Four
going
and
to
a
the
half
Giants.
last year? From where?
That defense, bro.
I
got off to
agree
a
with
really hot
Ken.
start.
I agree with Ken that the Giants just desperately want to land someone. What was the outfielder that went to them last year? Mitch Haniger is not enough. He's not it.
Michael Conforto's
So
not
they-
enough.
And Michael Conforto's not enough. So, yeah. Matt Chapman to the Giants. I think that's my second Giants player. So I think they're going to have a hell of a free agency. Okay, number 9, J.D. Martinez. This is a guy who strikes a little fear into me, makes me shiver in my boots as a Yankee fan. Perennial all-star, still doing his thing, hard hit rate through the roof at age 36. He still has some value, something left in the tank. Where is he going, Ken Suzuki?
Okay, JD Martinez. He just revived his career out in LA. I think he's going to go up the West Coast a little bit, all the way to Seattle. He's going to DH for the Seattle Mariners for the next 3 years. He just made himself a lot of money. 3 years, $60 million, $20 million AAV. You got yourself a new cleanup hitter for your Seattle Mariners. Replace Eugenio Suarez or something. I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm off on the money, or you guys are off on the money. I have him going to the Angels.
He's a good pick.
I have him going to the Angels 17 for 3, 51 mil. I do not see that much money, especially a guy that's 36 and has been injury prone. Like any 36-year-old is. I could even see them going to 2 or even like a 1 year, $17 to $20 million deal. I don't know. I can't give a 36-year-old that much money over 3 years, especially. Yeah, I can't do that.
We're only $3 million off per year.
What'd you get? I thought you gave him like 20. What'd you give him?
I did 3 years, $20 million per, $60 million total.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 23 for some reason, but yeah. So I would say 17 for 3, to the Angels.
I am dead on with your money pick, Isaac. I also have 3 years, 51 mil. I just have a different team. I think he's heading up to join my personal friend and former classmate Salvatore Frelick in Milwaukee. He's going to DH and provide some power in that.
Hang on. Backstory there?
Does he not?
You kind of just.
Does he not know about this?
Isaac has never heard this story.
I believe the
don't
people
know about this.
Don't.
Well,
apparently not.
I'm sorry. I've told you about it before,
couldn't
but
get
you
a prom
forgot.
date.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I told you that story too. So as you know, Sal Frelick hails from Lexington, Massachusetts, where I am located right now. We attended high school together. In fact, in the same grade. We used to sit together in the same math class in junior year. Miss Anderson's
He went to
algebra.
Waldorf school?
No, public high school.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
He was our star
Always like us,
quarterback.
Isaac.
Yes, he was our star quarterback, our star baseball player. I didn't know him that well personally, but we did speak multiple times, several occasions. And yes, there was the story Ken's referring to is, well, humorously, before our senior prom, Sal asked me in class who I was going to take to prom. I think knowing that I really didn't have any options at the time, he sort of asked in a joking way. And as a joke, I
like that.
I named the hottest girl in our school, who was a girl named Maddie Lane. I said, I'm thinking about asking Maddie Lane. And this guy died laughing at how ridiculous of an idea that was for me to ask this girl to go to prom with me. I never did,
Wow.
of course. But then, curiously,
Now I'm preying on his downfall.
he was famously not able. The thing about Sal is that for some reason that year, he was not able to find a senior girl to go to prom with him. I hope he doesn't watch this. It'd be really embarrassing. He's an amazing guy. I have so much respect for him in every way. Just so happens that this 1 year, he didn't go to prom with the senior. I'm not sure why. He went to the sophomore. I just remember because we were on the bus together. We can maybe cut it as part of the video. I don't really want to talk about this in this particular video, but that's just what it was. Anyway, moving on to JD Martinez.
Yeah. So that's where he's going? He's going to join his friends?
Yes.
Okay, well, long story short kind of thing, right? Okay, now we have our guy, Jordy Montgomery, or as I call him, Monty. This is an interesting guy. Yankees farm guy came up all the way from a kid. Pitched really well with the Yankees. Yankees basically told the world that they didn't believe in him and he's not a postseason pitcher. Bounced around, went to St. Louis. Now obviously he's a champion with the Texas Rangers, and he basically showed up every single Yankees front office member by proving that he is a big game pitcher. Lulls you to sleep. I absolutely love watching Jordan Montgomery pitch, and it's another questionable move by the Yankees front office, but I gotta stop when I'm gonna get carried away. So yeah, I have Jordan Montgomery staying in Texas. I think they love him there. 6 years, $100 million, I think.
Okay.
and they space out the money. I think they put more money in the front. Space it out a little bit because he's what is he? He's prime. He's like 20.
You don't
he's
know
like
your
39 or 30, 29. I don't know how old he is actually.
Fake fan.
Fake fan.
Yeah, must
revealed.
be.
Anyway,
Oops.
I have Jordan Montgomery. He got his chip in Texas. I have him moving on to get his bag out in Atlanta once again. 5 years, $95 million, $19 million AAV. Atlanta Braves just got themselves a nice, solid starting pitcher.
Okay.
I think.
How old is he?
He's going to be 31 on opening day. He's 30 right now.
I said 30. Are you guys kidding me? Okay. All right.
You didn't know it though. You didn't know it.
29, maybe 39. 30.
Never have I switched sides on a player as dramatically as I have for Jordan Montgomery.
Oh yeah, you got some explaining to do, pal.
I do. This is embarrassing to admit, but there was once a time when I was in fact wrong about a baseball player. I used to say that Montgomery was not a playoff pitcher, that he was not clutch, that he was not a big game guy.
Were you in Cashman's ear?
And boy,
did you also work for the Yankees?
I may have at the time. It's all a blur. And I have never been proved so horrendously wrong about a player as his performance in this postseason showed us all. Monty is in fact a clutch pitcher. He rises to the moment. His stuff is not elite, but his gamesmanship, his pitching acumen,
I think his curveball's elite.
He's a crafty guy. He has a potential to pitch well for many more years without elite speed. So I have him going as part of my contention about that is now I'm such a fan of his. I have him going to my hometown Boston Red Sox at 5 years and $90 million.
I like that. I also I have a note that says maybe Red Sox here too. So I like that. I think Red Sox need pitching. He is a Red Sox. He looks like a Red Sox especially with the red beard now. He fits the description.
He's a real John Lester kind of look.
Did you already go?
No.
I already went.
Oh yeah, you did. Oh, yeah. Okay. Next on the list, number 7, we have the 5'5" gentleman himself, Sonny Gray.
Damn.
This one is this one's kind of a head scratcher for me because in past free agencies we've seen success and we've seen the opposite of success. Obviously, with the Yankees, he couldn't really perform. Oh, excuse me. Those fajitas coming up. We have, in a smaller market, he has succeeded with the Minnesota Twins. So it's kind of a factor now because people look at him as, okay, can this guy pitch in a big market? And one of the teams when I was looking this up, that's always like, oh, the Braves. But I mean, if we're going by history, I don't think he goes to a large, a big market team. I have him staying with the Twins 2 years, $38 million. I think he's comfortable there. I think why would you go away from success, especially when he's tried going other places and it hasn't really worked out for him. So that's why I have him staying in Minnesota. Ken?
I also have him staying in Minnesota. You said successes and failures. The only place he failed was in New York. Everywhere else he's gone, he's been a really, really good starting pitcher. So I don't think that's too big of an issue, and I think he's getting it back. 4 years, $68 million for $17 million per. And Sonny Gray is that leader in that clubhouse on the pitching side of things in Minnesota. He leads that young pitching staff. He needs to be there as the rock of the starting pitchers, and he's going to stay and do very well. Continue to do very well.
Yeah, we're all on the same page here. He's staying in Minnesota. I think we're all pretty clear that this is where he belongs, where he can finish up his career as an elite pitcher. But I'm going to give him a little bit more of a bag than you guys will. I'm giving him 4 years, $80 million. That will have him pitching there until he's 37. But the guy is worth it. $20 million a year. He was fantastic last season, racked up a 5.3 WAR with an amazing 154 ERA plus. And for the record, he's not actually that small. 5'10", 195. He's kind of bigger than all three of us, so
Nah, it wasn't me. I didn't say anything.
I know. I'm looking at Isaac.
Isaac has his mic muted for the perfect time.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever. Okay, next we have at number 6, I believe, we have our man, Mr. Josh Hader. The MLB is one of the MLB's best relievers. A lot of comparisons of his potential contract was with Edwin Diaz. A couple people, online writing articles were saying that they think that he's going to surpass that contract. I don't see any team giving a reliever that amount of money again for a little while. I think that was inflated by Mr. Stevie Cohen being a little bit of a nut job and just throwing money at people. So I don't really see him getting that much money. I'll let you guys discuss first.
It's funny. I was just going to make the opposite contention. I actually do have him going above Diaz's, although I'm not exactly sure what Diaz is.
102.
102 for how many years?
102.
5 years.
102 for 5.
I actually have him landing right around that exact same value. I have him going to the Angels at 4 years,
20.
$84 million, so $21 million a year. I have him $7 million a year upgrade from what he earned last season, only because this dude is the elite of the elite. In 2022, we all sort of became cautious with him because he had that massive blow up in Milwaukee and San Diego. But that's really only a stretch of about 8 or 9 appearances where he was rocked. He's still an absolutely overwhelming pitcher when at his best. He only gave up 5 hits per 9 last season while striking out 14 batters per 9. He's a wipeout pitcher, a true wipeout pitcher. And the Angels are always going to spend money on pitching, and their bullpen was simply atrocious last year. They have no back-end options whatsoever. Hader fits perfectly.
Okay. Ken?
I don't hate that Angels pick. I also have him making more money than Diaz. I just think in this league and free agency, what happens is someone sets the bar, and the next guy just gets a little bit above. That's how this system works in my eyes. And I have him signing for 5 years at $110 million, and he's going to the Texas Rangers. $22 million per. The Texas Rangers desperately need more bullpen help.
They just won a World Series, man.
I know, but they still need that bullpen arm in the regular season to survive. I think they just make themselves so much better getting Hader at the back end of the bullpen. Chapman's a free agent. I don't know about Leclerc. He can be a nice setup guy for Hader. I think he fits perfectly. This might be my most confident pick of the list.
Ken, you're the smartest guy I know.
So,
thank you.
So
Appreciate that.
on my list, I have 2 teams, but I actually have to pick one. One of them is the Rangers, and the other one is the Phillies. So I'm actually I'm a little caught between because I know the Phillies have a good bullpen, and I know that my one hesitation with the Texas Rangers was kind of stupid. Is they just won the World Series? Are they really giving out $100 million contracts after? Yeah. I just don't know the feel. I think the Phillies are super desperate now, and I think they move some guys out of the pen. Obviously Ranger Suarez, we kind of saw him start a lot more games, but I had him going to the Phillies. 5 years, $100 million.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it was between Texas and Phillies. So, yeah. Okay. Next we have one. Is this top 5 now?
This is my guy.
Top 5.
Is this top 5?
This is my guy.
Oh, this is
right here,
okay.
Right here. This is my guy.
We have. What's that guy's name? I can't.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, number 5, Aaron Nola, the big man himself.
Let me talk
Wow.
about.
All right, talk, please.
My boy, my man.
Okay.
Born in Baton Rouge, born in Louisiana, came all the way north
Lightning.
to the cold demesnes of Philadelphia to pitch for several years, and he has put together an impressive run in Philly. 32 wins over 9 seasons, a couple top 5 Cy Young finishes, but he has had these baffling off years. 2021, 2023. Nola seems to just forget how to pitch sometimes. The home run rate goes way up, while his walks and strikeouts remain elite. He performed exceptionally well at the beginning of these playoffs, then had one collapse of a start against the Diamondbacks. It's tough to know where to land on this guy. He is now 30 years old. He's still in his prime technically, but he has shown himself to be basically an every other year kind of pitcher. He has an elite year every other season, but struggles to put them back to back, which is typical of guys who throw a lot of sinkers, guys who rely on ground balls. A little bit stranger for a guy who gets so many strikeouts as Nola. It's tough to say where he's going to end up. A reunion with the Phillies makes a lot of sense. He's a fan favorite there. He's beloved there. The Phillies do have the 3rd highest payroll in baseball already, and they have some strong pitching options in-house. They might also end up going for a cheaper free agent on the market. For that reason, I actually see Nola going to the St. Louis Cardinals. I think he's going to head down south because I think he feels very comfortable pitching in a warmer climate in a place closer to his hometown. There's no baseball team in New Orleans. You can't pitch in Louisiana. but St. Louis is as close as you can get without going to Texas. I have him going to the St. Louis Cardinals 5 years, $105 million.
Oh,
5 years, 105.
Yes.
Whoa!
I guess someone was higher on Nola.
I thought I was lowballing it.
I guess.
Holy moly, that's a shocker. That's a double shocker on the team and the years.
Ollie pulled out
Wow.
his bag. He deepened in college, 4-year English major. He pulled it all out, pulled the tricks, but the money's a little low. I know you weren't a math major, but I don't know about that 105. I have him going also to the St. Louis Cardinals for 7 years, 168. Which is $24 million a year. If you look at starters at his caliber around the league, I'm not the highest on Nola, but they're making around $25 million. Stroman made $25 million this year. So I don't know. Nola's ace that you can rely on for full 32 starts every year, and St.
This is
Louis
so
just
weird.
got
How
himself another
this
ace.
is a weird Twilight Zone in right now where Ken's giving Nola $60 million more than me, but that's baseball, guys.
Yeah, so I kind of sold on to the fan favorite bit of that, I guess. I just can't imagine Aaron Nola anywhere other than Philly. I guess that's my fault. Aaron Nola and Philly just go together, in my brain at least. So I have him going back to Philly 6 years, 168 million, 28 AAV. At first, when you look up his his inconsistency and injury history, like the guess was around like 25, but then in his right seasons he's up there with Garrett Cole, so then you start thinking more in the mid 30s in terms of AAV. But I had him landing somewhere around 28 to 30. So yeah, I'm pretty shocked you guys both thought he was leaving. That actually really surprises me that Ollie thought he's leaving Philly or thinks he's leaving Philly. That's pretty surprising to me.
We
But,
shall
wow.
see.
Some juicy stuff there, gentlemen. Okay, number 4. Our guy. Oh, wait. Hang on a second. He was number 5. Oh, no. The 4 does come after 5. Okay. Next one is Cody Bellinger, the big man himself. A guy who's been talked about a lot. A lot of links to the Yankees. Do I think he's going to the Yankees? I don't know. I'm not going to spoil my pick. Ken, what do you got on Cody Bellinger?
Okay, to pair with Matt Chapman, who I also had going to the San Francisco Giants. Cody Bellinger is also going to the Giants. NL West trend here. Cody Bellinger, 5 years, $110 million, $22 million AAV. He just got himself a bag after signing a 1-year deal last year with the Cubs. He put out an amazing season. Don't ask me if I believe in it too much, but I think the Giants will, and they'll dish out another 110.
Okay.
Great defender, by the way.
Okay. I'm just gonna quickly say, wait, Ollie, before you go, I also have Cody Bellinger going to the Giants. I first automatically I put Cody Bellinger on my list, and I just wrote Yankees next to it, and then I really thought about it, and I'm gonna quickly say another pick that I have. I have Kevin Kiermaier going to the Yankees, 1 year, $8 million. I think they're gonna take the cheap route. I do not think they are going Cody Bellinger. They can't have another over 20 mil guy on the payroll if they're going to go with another person potentially on this list. So yeah, Giants 4 years, 96 mil. That is a 24 AAV.
Wait, 4 years, 68,
Ollie.
24 mil?
No, 4 years, 96 mil.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I think that Cody's going to stay right where he was last season because he crushed it there.
Wow.
Chicago's a team that needs to contend. They want to contend. They put out a lot of money for Dansby last season, and their pitching is better than you think. I think he fits in perfectly in that stadium. I have him staying in Chicago at 4 years, $168 million, 24, same AAV as you, but 7 years for Cody.
Wait, 4 years, 160 million is not.
No, 7 years, buddy. 7 years.
Oh, 7
Yeah.
years. Wow. Long-term
It's only
deal.
28,
Okay.
man. It's
Still a
28.
bag. Still a bag. Okay, wow. So Cody So why can I just ask why no Yankees for both of you? Because he's been very, very linked to the Yankees for the last year now. Why no Yankees?
You're the guy who explained
Ollie.
it. You're the guy who explained it.
I just
No, I want to know your thoughts.
I just sent Jung Hoo Lee to play center field as a lefty outfielder to New York. So, and also I don't know. Bellinger doesn't seem. I know his dad played in New York. but he doesn't seem like he would fit. He feels like another Gallo. He's got that big swing that if he connects, he can hit 450, like 450 feet. But I don't know. Like his swing has a lot of holes that Yankee fans wouldn't like it if it continued for over a month or two.
Big strikeout guy, but also MVP caliber play on his resume.
No, I know. The defense
so
is what intrigues me. Like the Yankees could buy into the fact that if he doesn't hit like he did last year, he hits 240, 250. He still's got that Gold Glove center field defense, but I just don't see it happening. Also, the money seems a little
my
high.
Kevin Kiermaier pick.
I like it. If no Jung Hoo Lee, then I'm all in Kevin Kiermaier. But that's a big
1 year,
difference right there. 1 year, $8 million, sure, yeah. Or bring Gardy back. At that point, I don't know.
Honestly, yeah, please. Okay, now we are into the top 3, some pretty juicy stuff. We are now an hour into the pod. If you're still listening, we appreciate you listening. I forget to say that sometimes because we get so into the the baseball talk. But yeah, thank you guys.
We don't appreciate
make sure you
guys.
subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe, leave a like, whatever you want to do. Comment. What do you think about these predictions? Do you like our predictions? Do you not? Let us know. Number 3, Blake Snell. Mr. Rough facial hair game type guy. He's a really confusing one for me.
You want to go first for a change?
Yeah, I'll go first. It's just confusing to me because there's times where he's like starts this year with the Padres and he looks like he's potentially one of the worst starting pitchers in MLB, and then after the All-Star break he has one of the best second halves of any starting pitcher. So it's a very mixed bag on this guy. So I really find it hard for a team to make a big money commitment to him. But with that being said, I think he's going to the Cardinals. It was between Nola or Blake Snell, the Cardinals, and I think Blake Snell to the Cardinals. I have him for 5 years, $145 million, which is kind of a big contract. And after hearing your Nola picks, I'm not so sure about that one, but I'm going to stick with it. Someone had to go to the Cardinals. Some pitcher had to go to the Cardinals, and that's who I picked.
I like it. Fair enough.
Ken?
I'm going.
You have the mic on by your face. Yeah.
All right. Blake Snell. He's about to win his second Cy Young Award. For a guy who doesn't throw innings, and for a guy who's 5 and out, it's intriguing. And I'm really excited to hear what Ollie has to say about Snell because he always has something interesting to say about Blake Snell. But for me, I have him replacing Aaron Nola going to Philadelphia for 5 years, $150 million, $30 million per. I also thought about the Cardinals with him. I just don't. I feel like the Cardinals like old school pitchers who go deep into games.
Yeah.
And Snell is not that, but he's electric. He walks guys. He doesn't care about walks. He'll walk guy if he can't strike that guy out and strike out the next 3. So he's an interesting pitcher. Yeah. I'm interested to hear what Ollie thinks.
Yeah. That was a very convincing argument put forth by Ken right now, making me question what I originally said. But you know what? I'm going to stick to where my original thoughts were. I have him staying in San Diego at 6 years, 186, $31 million per year.
I don't know if the Padres have that
I thought they're
money.
trying to cut payroll. They're trying to cut payroll.
They literally just borrowed $50 million to pay their players.
He likes it there. Not that I think it's a winning culture, but I think that it's not going to be acceptable for the Padres fan base to lose a Cy Young winner like Snell. I don't think it's acceptable.
They can't afford it, though.
They're losing Soto to the Yankees, too. So
they can't lose both Soto and Snell is basically the kind of point. So they've got to retain someone of value. They've got to retain someone who's dependable, someone who's an elite player, and Snell is just their best option.
Okay.
But again, this is not my most confident pick by a long shot. I just have the Cardinals signing Nola, so they're not going to sign Nola and Snell.
Can you give me a couple?
I agree, it's one of them.
Can you give me a couple sentences on
yeah.
what you think about Snell as the pitcher? He's about to win his second Cy Young, and you were not so high on him at the beginning of last year.
Snell spends too much time playing video games in his room by himself. That's a fact we all know. That man looks like
he's also very funny doing it.
He does not touch enough grass. He does not get outside enough. He looks. Does he even have a girlfriend?
His office is on grass, but okay, move on.
Yeah, it's tough to say. His curveball is unique. It's a devastating pitch. Does not have a high soaring arc like many left-handed curveballs. Instead, it's a very sharp breaking curveball, sort of like the one that Ken throws actually. It's very effective against righties and lefties. If he can maintain command of that pitch next year, he will be dominant again. But he's never been able to command that pitch 2 seasons in a row.
Blake Snell has a very attractive girlfriend, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Does he really?
She must be blind and deaf. Okay, moving on to the number 2 pick. This is a guy who we've actually heard a lot about on Yankees Twitter, specifically Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Perfect pronunciation.
Ace that.
Thank you.
Ace Kelly back. Sorry.
I think
turn off your mic, Ollie.
I think that the Yankees will offer him a contract. I think the contract will not be enough money. I think the Boston Red Sox will offer him a better contract, which that contract will be $125 million for 5 years.
No.
I think that the Red Sox, they need to bolster that rotation. They just found some recent success in the Japanese market last year, so I could really see them pursuing another guy like that. And yeah, the Red Sox need to get better. They are. I think they want to do this through free agency. I don't think the Red Sox are a type that's going to try to build up for the next 10 years. Much like the Yankees, they're not. They don't have a patient fan base. And I think they're going to go after the free agent market big time. And I think he's a guy who can really be an ace in your rotation, throws 100, nasty ghost splitter. I think he's like Kota Sengai on steroids and younger.
Kota Sengai.
Not literally on
I'm familiar
steroids.
with Kota Sengai.
Yeah.
Do you mean Kodai Senga?
Okay, all right, Ollie. Haha. I just gave you a big free agent pick for your team,
sorry.
man. Cut me some slack. It's okay. Ken.
Okay, a little bit of a different pitcher than Senga. Senga's more of a stuff guy that me and Ollie have been talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yamamoto is a guy who is so polished, but also has the stuff. Whatever we called that, Ollie. We called that
Well, it's
both?
stuff plus pitching. It's a pitcher and a stuff guy. Like you pitch and you get stuff.
Yes.
both.
So he's
It's
a
both.
guy that's like a Garrett Cole. He has the stuff and has pinpoint location with all his pitches. He has a slow breaking ball. He has
does.
98 in his back pocket. Tight cutter, tight sinker, slider, splitter. He's got the whole package. And Isaac, I must say, I like where you're headed with the location of the team. I also have him going to the Red Sox. But he is signing for almost double that money because this guy is comparable to Tanaka's stats. He had
that is Tanaka's contract.
Tanaka signed for
25 mil is what the Yankees.
155 for 7 years.
Over how many years?
For 7 years, 155.
That's a similar AAV,
talking
right?
total value though. He's getting over 200 million.
I'm talking
Inflation,
AAV.
That's 10 years ago. He's getting 224 million for 8 years. He's a guy that so many teams covet. I think the Yankees will also be in the race here until the end. I think the Yankees really like him. They'll offer him around 200 million, but I think the Red Sox are more desperate for starting pitching. They need an ace. This guy is 26 years old. He's coming off 3 straight years of winning the equivalent Cy Young. He has a low 1 ERA for his career. This guy, he'll come over and be like a 2.8 ERA guy in his first year. I really believe that.
Okay, but so what were you shaking your head like? That was a crazy thing when I said Red Sox. You just the money. You just didn't
the
like
money.
the money.
The 125. There's no way.
Okay, I would try to compare it to Tanaka's AAV. That's why, but I don't know.
think that gets it done.
I think, like I said, I think the Yankees will offer him something not as good. I think the Yankees will lowball him.
I think the Yankees will try to
and he'll
do
go the
like
Red
a
Sox.
6 years at like 30 to 35 million to shorten the deal. But I think the Red Sox go 8 years or something. So there's going to be a lot of teams in on this.
It just sucks because Stanton's on until 2029. It's 25 mil on the books.
We're going down that path again. Ollie?
Okay, sorry. Ollie, go.
Well,
He's not gonna say the Red Sox now. If he says the Yankees, I'm gonna die.
the thing is, there is another
It's not
player,
fan base
there is another Japanese right-handed pitcher in the MLB right now whose name is not Kota Sengai. It's in fact Kodai
Darvish.
Senga, as beautifully pronounced by Isaac. And
He
As
aced
much-
Yamamoto.
as much as the idea
Thank
of
you, Ken.
Yamamoto on the Red
Thank you.
Sox, keeps me up at night with dreams of joy.
Tickles your
Tickles my
feathers.
fancy indeed. I don't see it happening.
Feathers.
I think it's more likely that he finds a companion and friend in Senga on the Mets, and those two form an elite kind of two-pronged Japanese rotation of right-handers in New York. I see him going to the Mets
Okay.
6 years,
Okay.
192 million. I appreciate your takes. I appreciate your confidence in my front office. I don't share it at all, as I've made clear. So I don't believe the Red Sox even have the wherewithal to negotiate that deal. If they do, then what a joy it would be.
Wow. Okay. I thought you were really gonna go like Red Sox, Yankees, or that's so Mets. I mean, that's another big contract for the Mets. I mean, I thought we were doing a little rebuild there with the Mets. I thought we're doing a little 2026 action.
This is their version of a rebuild.
That's not
This is their version of a rebuild.
I don't know.
They're not gonna stop spending.
I think Stevie Cohen learned his lesson, man. I think he's gonna shy away from the 200 mil plus contracts for a couple years. I don't know.
Well,
Ken, do you agree with me?
I don't know which contract did he mess up on? Big money.
Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer.
I don't think that was a mistake. I think he'd do it all over again.
Yeah, I would too.
Why? 42 guys that are that old, giving them the most money of any pitchers in the MLB. Are you serious?
It wasn't their
That's
fault.
That's 100% a mistake.
They faced off in the ALCS. It wasn't their fault.
And how did that go for Scherzer?
That doesn't matter. That's not important.
That's after the fact. That's not part of this equation.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's about winning and losing, and it's about what you put on the field. And the product they put on the field is not good. So period. If the product isn't good, the contract's not good. It's that simple.
No, some contract. I don't think it was Verlander and Scherzer's fault.
You think putting almost $100 million on the books with two 40-year-old pitchers is a good idea?
For Steve Cohen, there's one GM that it makes sense for, and it's the Mets. I think the Mets would do that all over. His money, how much money he has, is on a different level than everyone else, and I think we have to think about that. $50 million is nothing to this guy. There's a few extra zeros on the back end.
That's neither here nor there. If one owner is richer or not, it's still a bad contract. Like no matter what, if you could offer him 1 year $100 million, and it's even more of a bad contract because it's more money. You're more.
I just don't think it was a bad contract.
It's a worse deal. I disagree. I mean I think one of those is okay, but okay, so maybe not a bad contract, but a bad baseball move, having your 1 and 2 or your two aces, both, being ancient and giving them that much money is bound for disaster. Baseball-wise, it's a bad move. Whether he has so much money or not is neither here nor there.
Sure, I agree. I wouldn't want two 40-year-olds, but at the same time, we're talking bad based on the risk-reward factor. Like there's no risk involved for him. He got back players that are going to help him in the future. He got Acuna's brother. You
think he likes blowing $50 million? You think he's just like, okay,
he literally blew more money, gave him more money, ate more of Scherzer's contract to get a better prospect. Money's nothing to this guy. I think he does like it. He got Acuna's brother by paying an extra $10 million for Scherzer's contract.
I don't know if he likes. I don't know if a business owner such as Steve Cohen likes literally burning money. I think that's not fair to say.
I don't think he's burning money, but okay. He got fans in seats for first half. He got a great prospect back, and he'll spend another $200 million on a great player.
Prospect, schmospect. Like, come on, you know better than that.
I'm just saying. I think Stephen Cohen's not done spending money.
I agree, but I think he's going to ease off for a couple of years. That's what he said.
You don't agree, though.
Remember the quotes?
You said he's going to ease off. I don't think he's going to ease off.
I think he's going to.
Okay, yeah, there we
go. Okay, opposite take. Ali, you want your input?
Look, guys, Steve Cohen's money is just somewhere else. It's a different world, like Ken was saying. That's the bottom line here. It's a different world. He knows
but it's about baseball moves.
Not for Cohen. He's not the most competent and sophisticated baseball executive we know, but he's a guy who's willing to throw money at any problem. I think he'll do it again. Ken's right. It wasn't exactly Scherzer and JV's fault last season went so poorly. It wasn't the deal that really killed things. It was just a team that could not gel. It was a deeper culture problem than just the signings.
And what makes bad contracts is because it handcuffs teams from making other moves, but that's not the case with Cohen.
Yeah, exactly.
So might as well have the better players.
Hedge fund, baby. Works out.
It's crazy.
Okay. There's one more player on this list, right, guys?
I thought we were done.
I mean,
no, I think that's it.
Everyone knows who it is. Everybody and their mama knows who it is.
Oh boy.
And
it's
Shohei Ohtani. Oh no, yeah.
Jake Bowers.
It's Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is potentially, or actually, no, I'll say it. He's the biggest free agent the MLB market has ever seen. Obviously, I don't need to give you guys a lecture on what Shohei Ohtani is about. Everybody knows hitting, pitching, blah 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 blah. The one jab is obviously the injury to his arm. The UCL stuff is a big factor on his contract. So let's just talk about Ohtani in the beginning. Like, I don't know. everyone's going to be in on Ohtani. Obviously, they'll say Yankees are in, Dodgers are in, Giants are in. Everyone and their mama is going to be in. But I realistically think there is only 3 teams that
Let's narrow it down.
could sign him. And that's the
those?
Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Mets.
No Red Sox.
And
They've been linked to him a little
bit. Maybe fourth, I think the Giants potentially, just because
Maybe Rangers
of that. No,
he was on the list.
So I don't know. Do you guys want to just talk a little bit about Ohtani before we really get into this? I don't know if you want to do that, but
Ollie has something.
Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, Ali has something.
The one thing about Shohei that I find fascinating is he plays his cards pretty close to the chest. For a young dude who's new to the MLB, I guess he's been here 6 years now, he's such a pro at being professional, being positive, and not dissing teams or giving away his intentions too soon. He's very sophisticated at managing the market. And that's why he's kind of so hard to read right now. It's hard to read where he wants to lean. Does he lean East Coast culture or is it West Coast culture? Is he interested in a new team that's up and coming that's in like not a rebuild but that hasn't won for a while, or does he want a steady contender? It's tough to say. I know I have my take. I don't know if we're ready for takes yet. I have my guess here, but I want to let Ken talk about him a bit before we get into it.
Well, this is one Japanese player that I don't have to do a full breakdown on. Everyone knows who he is, and the number that's been thrown around is 500. Does he get to the 500 number? Does he get more? Before he got hurt, people were saying 600 million. Who knows? Soto's asking for 500 million. What does Ohtani get? What do you guys like? So, is he really like? Haters are saying that he is not worth that money because he's double the risk. If you lose one side, he's useless. You're losing 2 elite players. Some are saying that's ludicrous because he can literally provide so much more value using up only 1 roster spot than 2, and he's an ace pitcher and he's a middle of the order bat. I don't know. Do we want to give our picks?
It's tough. It's really tough because before this injury, I was around 450. I'll tell you that. I think people are saying 500. People can say whatever they want, but I mean, it's realistic. Are the owners willing? Because the owners, when their contract is this big, the owners kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say they talk to each other, but they do communicate, and no owner wants some guy to give Shohei Ohtani $75 million a year, because then the market inflates, and every single owner is gonna have to pay more, and I don't have to spell it out, so no one really wants to do that. So I'm not as high on Shohei contract than a lot of people might think. I think the AAV is still there. I think his AAV will be obviously leading the MLB, but I don't see him getting $500 million. I don't see him getting 470 either. I don't see him. I don't know. Ali looks like he wants to say something, but
yeah, it was just what you were saying about the owners colluding to depress Shohei's market value is not untrue, but it's also not the full story, because the prisoner's dilemma situation applies within the cadre of MLB owners, which is to say that every owner sees the opportunity to backstab all the others and go above the agreed on whatever cap they decided among them, if that even happens. Every owner has the opportunity to get an advantage by going above that value they set, because it is a free trading floor. They can offer them whatever they want. Every owner is going to have that same thought. So the idea of collusion, even though it makes sense logically as like a conspiracy, never actually holds up in the true world of the market, because supply and demand ultimately is what's going to dictate the price of every player.
Right. No, and I agree with you, but we also, neither of us actually know what goes on in owners' meetings, and we don't actually know the phone calls that they have.
Can I also add another
factor? But
factor?
yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
Another factor owners are going to be thinking about, they're after the money, right? They love money. And what Ohtani brings so much more money.
Mr. Krabs.
Besides, you got the U.S. market, you got the Japanese market, you got the international market. All Asian countries are all over him. This is a LeBron James of the MLB right now. And Ohtani apparently made over $100 million for the Angels, which seems low to even say. You got people flying into your city from all over the world to see this guy right now, and
It's like Taylor Swift affecting the GDP of the U.S.
Exactly.
economy on a much smaller scale.
You bring him to Milwaukee, those Milwaukee pizza shops are going to be popping every weekend. Like this, the effect he's going to have on an economy if he goes to a small market, which I don't think he will, but any market, L.A., who knows? This is a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. You guys want to throw out some numbers?
Yeah.
Numbers or teams?
Okay. What do you want? You want to do? You want to do a team first and then do numbers, or vice versa?
Let's just go one by one.
Oh, we already talked about numbers. We already talked. Okay. I don't want anyone to dictate.
I'm not changing. Changing anything. So you guys, I'll put my hands right here.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a standard, like, middle. Okay, $400 million, 8 years.
Okay.
That's my contract.
Where's he going?
I have him going to the Dodgers. I really don't think there is, like we talked about with Steve Cohen. I don't think Steve Cohen's gonna dish it out. I think even this for Steve Cohen is like too much. Like he's given out too much of these contracts, and I just don't think he's going Shohei. I really just have a gut feeling about this one. And strike me down if in a month Shohei Ohtani goes to the Mets. We'll replay this clip. Another team I think is a potential is I think the Giants will offer him in the higher 50s, so I think the Giants will offer him more. But what I really think Shohei wants, and obviously I have no clue, but what I think Shohei really wants is he wants to win. He's frustrated, very frustrated, I think, with the Angels. Almost looks like he brought him to tears with the lack of winning. So I think he will go wherever the money is around, I would say 47 to 50, and they are a good team. Like, I think he wants to go to a good team. So I think the Giants could offer him like 55, but I think, Dodgers, $400 million, 8 years.
Okay. Ollie?
I'm very close to where Isaac lands as well. I am in agreement on the Dodgers, but I'm going to give them a little bit more of a bidding war for Shohei here. I have him getting 9 years, $423 million. So that's 47 per year. Actually lower AAV, but more years, I think, is what Shohei is going to command.
He is 29 though, so that would put him at his 38th season. So but the thing with Shohei is what if he wants to win, right? He's the LeBron. He wants to go anywhere to win. He'll do anything to win. So would he want a contract that long, or does he want to be like, okay, if in 5-6 years Dodgers aren't winning anything, I want to go somewhere else.
It's true, but
That's
he might also have faith that the Dodgers of all teams are the most likely to contend year after year because that's what they've done.
Right.
They win the division every year, so.
Yep. Okay.
All right. I hate to be boring, but I also have him going to the Dodgers. The Dodgers have been planning this free agency out for forever. They wanted him when he first came over, missed out, and they've stayed quiet last year, a couple years ago, to save for Ohtani. I have him going 12 years, $540 million to the Los Angeles Dodgers, $45 million per.
What is that? Okay.
Aaron Judge just got over 300 for $40+ million. So I think Ohtani, who's gonna play both sides, has more suitors for him. I think he gets over 500.
So you don't think he makes 50 AAV? Or do they play the money around? Like he gets 55 first couple years?
No, I think it's just going to be 45 straight for 12 years. I don't think he gets the 50 million per year. 540 is the big number I think that he's going to be after. That's going to set the bar insanely high. I don't know how many people can beat that. So I think
I don't like I said, that's why I don't think there's many
Trout
teams
got
that
470, right? I think the big number is Trout right now with a 460, 470. I think Ohtani's going to want to beat that.
Okay. All right. Really quick, Juan Soto.
Yankees.
I know we're not a free agent, but trade. Yeah. I think it's
the only
Yankees.
thing.
If it's not, there's going to be some big time issues in the old boogie down.
There hasn't been a night where I lay my head on the pillow and didn't dream of Soto in a Yankee uniform. Last 2 weeks.
Yep, it's a beautiful thing. Ollie, where do you think
Red Sox all the way, of course.
Okay. Well, this has been Bleacher Boys Media Free Agent 2024. We hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe, and we're going to try to stay more consistent. I know we really haven't been, but if you guys enjoy this stuff, we enjoy talking baseball, and it's just three guys talking baseball, and we love doing it. So anything else you guys got?
Three pretty smart guys. We're going to be right about a lot of these
clever guys.
Two and a half.
That's
Let's
right,
be
that's
honest.
right. Ken is a half.
That's right. No, it's
All right. Thank you guys for listening, and goodbye. All right. Good job, guys.